Conservation of resources and sustainable development.
Conservation of resources. Nature is very generous in providing human beings with natural resources. But unfortunately, human beings, with the aid of science and technology, has been using these natural resources beyond the permissible levels. Dear children, when you use the natural resources beyond the permissible limits, naturally the environmental degradation will take place, and finally we will not have the resources that we are supposed to have. Hence, we are pushed to a corner where we have to conserve and preserve the natural resources. In this chapter, we will be dealing with the conservation of resources and the various resources to be conserved. Let's first take the land resources. Land resources are the most essential for the agriculture, for human beings' existence, and for the existence of the flora and fauna. Dear children, land resources must be protected at any cost, because without this top layer of the soil, our life will be unimaginable. Soil erosion is one of the major issues concerned with the land resources. Soil resource is very much essential, without which you, I, and all of us cannot survive. Soil erosion is a major issue. Soil erosion takes place in Thuthukudi, Tirunelveli and Ramanad districts, as well as in Kambam Valley. Government is doing enormously for the restoration of the soil. It has taken so many welfare measures to protect the soil from the erosion. Hence, it's our duty to protect, to conserve the soil for the future generation. Next, forest and wildlife conservation. You know, Tamil Nadu has got only 17% of its total area under forest cover against the national stipulation of 23. Dear children, forest and wildlife play a major role in the conservation of the beautiful earth. The earth to be balanced, the earth to be conserved, the earth to be successfully supporting all of us here, we need the forest and the wildlife. Forest lands are indiscriminately encroached upon. Wildlife is on the wane. So it is imperative today that forest life and the wild animals have to be protected. In Tamil Nadu, there are 13 bird sanctuaries, 5 national parks, and 7 wildlife sanctuaries. We need to protect the wildlife because Tamil Nadu is endowed with rare species of birds and animals. The Western Ghats and the Anamela Hills and Chevroy Hills, these are the areas we find rarest of the rare birds and animals, where you will not see the birds and animals anywhere else. Here, the forest land, government is taking a lot of schemes, it is taking a lot of steps to bring back the lands encroached upon by the people. Community forest scheme, and people's participation is very much needed, and government goes on planting saplings, thereby reclaiming the forest.
Nature is generous in providing a variety of resources to the people. Humans in modern civilization, with advanced development in science and technology, utilize these resources beyond permissible limits. It has led to environmental degradation. In response to this, humans have been forced to think of conservation and preservation of all kinds of resources. Resources are valuable and are mandatory for life. The existence and purity of one resource reflects the status of the other, and finally, the human beings. Therefore, proper management techniques should be adopted for retaining the uniqueness of these natural resources. Conservation of resources means a judicious and planned use of natural resources so that the different resources are also left over to the benefit of the future generations. Preservation is to protect the resources without using them for a longer duration. Conservation of land resources. Soil is the most important land resource because it provides room for all human activities. In Tamil Nadu, soil erosion by wind is very common in Kambam Valley, parts of Tirunelveli, Thoothukudi and Ramanathapuram. Soil erosion by river flow and deforestation occur along the hill slopes of the Western Ghats. Several soil erosion control schemes have been successfully implemented by the Tamil Nadu government. The Tamil Nadu Agricultural Department has set up soil testing laboratories at the village level to help farmers with the scientific assessment of soil quality and treating method. Every district has a soil research station to help the farmers in assessing the fertility of the soil. Soil conservation is done in two ways, namely restoring soil fertility and preventing soil erosion. Characteristic features of conservation. Afforestation is one method to conserve forest. Drip irrigation is one method of conservation of water. Seasonal shearing of fur of animals is one of the methods of conservation. Protecting animals in their habitats is also conservation. Features of preservation. Declaring an area as a reserve forest is preservation. Percolation tank is a technique for preserving underground water. Reproduction of endangered animals in captivity is preservation. Delimiting an area for biosphere reserve is preservation. Conservation of forests and wildlife in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu has 17% of its land area under forest cover. Forests are rain harvesters, rechargers of soil moisture, reservoirs of underground water, habitats for a variety of fauna and flora, and stabilizers of environment. For constant supply of forest products in a region, at least 1/3 of the area should be under forests. Many afforestation programs are carried out in Tamil Nadu by both governmental and non-governmental organizations. Trees are planted along roadsides, railway tracks, riverbanks and catchment areas under social forestry schemes. Vacant lands available in villages are brought under community forest schemes. A comprehensive program to retain the ecological balance and maintain the biodiversity has been undertaken as People's Participatory Program in selected areas. There are 13 bird sanctuaries, 5 national parks, and 7 wildlife sanctuaries in Tamil Nadu. Birds from Arctic region visit the sanctuaries in Tamil Nadu every year during the winter season for breeding. Like the Project Tiger, Project Elephant has been launched by the government to save elephants from extinction.